Welcome to The Explainer, everybody. Today, we are unpacking a device that has been making some really serious waves in the audio community. We're talking about the Soundcore Life Q30 by Anker. The big question we're answering today is, do these budget-friendly, hybrid-active noise-canceling headphones actually overdeliver on their promises? Let's sift through the data, the specs, and the real-world feedback to figure out if they actually deserve a spot in your daily carry. So let's be real for a second and frame the situation. For the longest time, the headphone market has forced us into this really frustrating compromise. You know the drill. If you want true active noise cancellation, deep bass, and marathon battery life, you usually have to just empty your wallet to the tune of $300 or $400. But what if you could get, say, 80 to 90% of that premium experience for a fraction of the cost? Well, we might have just found the absolute perfect under $100 solution that directly challenges the dominance of the big-name brands. Boom, 8.6 out of 10. I wanted to hit you with the bottom line right out of the gate. That is the overall aggregate score for the Q30. Now, to see a score like this for a headphone that sits squarely in the budget to mid-range category is, frankly, it's staggering. It immediately establishes the Q30 not just as a, good for the price option, but as a legitimate heavyweight in the broader headphone market. Okay, let's dive right into this breakdown. Look at those top numbers. It absolutely dominates in two absolutely critical areas: battery life and value for money, both pulling massive 9.5s. Active noise cancellation and design hold strong at an 8.5. But look down at the bottom there. The microphone score dips to a 6.5, and build quality sits at a 7.5. This matrix tells a really clear story of strategic compromises. The manufacturer heavily prioritized the features you're going to use 90% of the time while cutting costs in areas you might not actually mind.
All right, Section 1, the budget heavyweight.
Reviewers consistently describe the Q30 as one of the strongest value options on the market. Normally, budget headphones mean, well, budget packaging, right? Maybe you get a flimsy cloth pouch if you're lucky. But here, you actually get a hard carrying case included. That's a massive bonus at this price point, and honestly a huge win for travelers who just need to throw these into a backpack without worrying about crushing them. You also get the standard USB-C charging cable and a 3.5mm audio cable for wired listening. Right out of the box, it just feels like a complete, well-thought-out package.
Moving on to Section 2, design and comfort.
So the physical build of the Q30 is kind of where reality sets in. On the plus side, you've got super soft memory foam ear cushions, a really lightweight design, and a foldable structure. They have a nice clamping pressure, making them incredibly comfortable for long flights or marathon work sessions. But on the con side, we do have to acknowledge the trade-offs. The lightweight construction means a predominantly plastic build that just doesn't quite feel premium to the touch. Plus, long-term users have reported that after a few hours, your ears can get pretty warm, and those super soft earpods are known to wear down over extensive use.
Section 3, sound quality and active noise cancellation.
Under the hood, these are rocking 40mm drivers with a strongly tailored stock tuning that is heavily focused on bass impact. Think about your own playlist for a second. If they're stacked with EDM, hip-hop, or modern pop, you are going to absolutely love this thumping low end right out of the box. It gives you powerful bass alongside clear vocals and slightly emphasized highs. However, if you're more into classical music, where mid-range detail is absolutely crucial, you might find that default tuning to be a bit too dominant and, honestly, slightly muddy. But wait. Here is the absolute secret weapon to fix that: the Soundcore app. Getting this level of app support at this price point is just phenomenal. The custom EQ feature is a total game changer. If you find the bass too heavy, you just easily dial it back. Want more sparkle in the vocals? Just boost the highs. You also get preset EQ modes, firmware updates, and multi-device pairing. Honestly, this app totally elevates the entire experience, transforming the Q30 from a rigid, bass-heavy headphone into a highly customizable audio tool. Now, what's really interesting here is the sheer variety of active noise cancellation modes provided. You aren't just getting a basic on-off switch. You get transport mode to kill those low-end engine rumbles, indoor mode for office chatter, outdoor mode for wind and city noise, plus a transparency mode to let your surroundings in. While it won't magically match the dead silence of a premium $300 Sony or Bose headset, it handles real-world airplane, train, and bus noise surprisingly well. For the price, this level of ANC control is just outstanding. All right, Section 4, battery and microphones. Okay, get ready for the absolute biggest flex of the Q30. These battery numbers are literally staggering.
We're talking an expected 40 to 50 hours of playback with ANC turned on, and over 60 hours without it. Independent testing has consistently measured over 46 hours under normal conditions. To put that into perspective, you could fly across the globe, work remotely for a week, and fly back without ever even needing a charger. And if you do forget, a quick 5-minute charge gives you roughly 4 hours of playback. That is top-tier battery performance no matter the price point.
But, we gotta keep it 100% objective here. Remember that 6.5 score from earlier? The microphone is definitely the Achilles heel. Users and reviewers consistently note that voice quality sounds compressed. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means it works absolutely fine for a casual Zoom meeting, a quick phone call, or chatting with a friend. But if you need to do professional voice recordings, if you're a streamer, or if you frequently take calls in really noisy environments, the Q30's mic is definitely going to struggle. Let's also briefly touch on gaming. If you're a casual gamer playing story-driven single-player games, or if you just plug the headphones in using the wired connection, they perform totally fine. But if you're sweating it out in competitive shooters, where split-second audio cues are a matter of virtual life and death, yeah, these are not for you. The Bluetooth latency is noticeable enough that it will definitely frustrate a competitive player.
And finally, Section 5, the final verdict.
So the crucial point is really knowing your own lifestyle. You should absolutely buy the Q30 if you're a budget-conscious traveler, if you inherently love a bass-heavy music profile, or if having an almost endless battery life is your #1 priority. On the flip side, definitely skip it if you are seeking pristine, flat, studio-level sound accuracy, if you demand a premium metal construction, or if you're a heavy competitive gamer. It really is that simple. I think this quote from the source material really hits the nail on the head. The Soundcore Life Q30 is one of those products that over-delivers for the price. Look, no, it's not going to unseat the premium kings from Sony or Bose, but it isn't even trying to. For your everyday life, commuting on the train, listening to a podcast while working, watching YouTube, or surviving a long flight, it provides an incredibly complete package that punches way, way above its weight class. And that brings us to the end of our explainer. We've seen how smart compromises in build materials and microphones have allowed for premium-level battery life, customizable EQ, and genuinely effective active noise cancellation, all for under $100. So I'll leave you with this question to ponder. Are you ready to upgrade your everyday audio experience without completely emptying your wallet? Because the Q30 proves that you don't always need to spend a fortune to get fantastic sound. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.